Hey guys, in this short tutorial video I'm going to show you how to split, combine, connect, and trim objects in Vectorworks. So let's take a look. The first tool we're going to take a look at is let's take a look at the trim command, the trim. It's really pretty easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. You click on the tool. You don't have to have anything selected. But let's say I want to get rid of these lines that are extending beyond here. All you have to do is click and it'll trim things right down. Pretty useful actually. I'll do this, and that's how trim works. Pretty easy. Next thing I'm going to work on is the connect combine, and the one thing I like, and I use this a lot for, is the multiple objects extend to boundary. Okay, so I'm gonna have that selected, and the first thing I select is the boundary, like what you're extending the lines to. So I have the boundary selected, and I click the lines, and you see how they magically go right to the boundary. That's pretty cool. Let's take a check. Let's see, single object connect. Click at the endpoint. Let's say I have this guy way over here. Let's say I have this guy right here. Let me come back here. Click at the endpoint, and pretty much what that does is it selects one item. You're bringing it down here, and it just kind of extends it down. Pretty useful. Let's look at this guy. Dual object connect. Okay, let's do this. And what it does, it trims it off and it makes a corner. Let's try this guy over here. This is dual object combine. Click here and click there. And again, depending on which mode you choose, is what is going to happen. Now, again, I use mostly single object connect and multiple object connect. That's what I use mostly in my work. But it is again, if you have a lot of lines to trim, it's quite useful. Last thing I'm going to show you is the split tool. And again, let's say you have an object and you need to cut a part out of it, or cut it in half, or for any number of reasons. There are three modes in the trim command. The first is split by point. Point the cursor at the place on the object to split. So I'm going to pick right there, and okay, there we go. So I clicked on 2 points, and that split it up into two. Here, I'm gonna deselect this. So you see where I connected, and that's where it cuts it in two, sort of. So I'm gonna Control Z here. Yes. Let's come back to our split tool, and now we're going to split by line. Okay. Draw a cutting line to split the objects intersecting with the line. So let's say I want to draw something a line right here. Okay. So now it's selected into, now it's in this section. It's in different sections here because it's been cut up. But we don't want that. I'm going to Control Z back and put it all together again. And then the last split that I've used more often than not is the trim by line command. Let's say I want to take this. Let's say I want to take the top piece of this guy off. Just want to make it go away. What I can do is I'm going to start a line right here, draw it just like that, and now there's depending on, you see the little arrow, depending on what side I put my cursor on, the arrow decides what side to keep. So I want to keep over here, so I click, and there it erases that, and it makes it go away. So now all we have is, I don't know if it's a leg, 2 legs, or a nose and a big chin, whatever. But that right there is for you guys, is the splitting tool, the split tool, combining, connecting, and the trimming objects tool. Very handy. Thanks for playing, and happy drafting.